Hello, I'm a language teacher. Language is something I really like a lot. But it is not the whole story, and communication is so much more. A lot of people are really good at communicating, although they haven't studied languages. We have to admit that. So let's have a look here at what is communication. Let's see the whole big picture. Every day we weave a web of signals, and in Latin, web is called text. So the word text actually doesn't only mean words, it means also pictures that we can put inside the text. It is the picture of my whole body when I speak, and it is also the context, the room, the society that we live in, and the meanings that we have there. Children are really good at communicating naturally. Here is my daughter in China many years ago when she just came up to a little boy, and you could really see how they could communicate without words. Nobody could read or write, nobody spoke the other person's language, but it was good. As the language teacher, I speak of these things that you can see here. At the top you have the big chunks, the whole text, with pictures and myself, etc. And then we can divide it up into smaller and smaller pieces. And at the bottom of this picture you see the very tiniest pieces, the letters and even the small dots that go on top of them in some languages. So, the complicated and difficult thing with communication is that it consists of so many pieces of different kinds. And it is really a piece of art to make them come together in a sensible and good way. They can be very small, so we don't even notice them, but we actually notice them on a subliminal level. In the classical model of communication by Shannon and Weaver from 1948, we see that there are at least 10 different components in every fraction of a second in communication. We have the sender and the receiver, and the message through a channel which can be made of different things: air, copper wire, or fiber optic cables, to mention a few. The noise is always a problem in communication. It can be of different kinds. It can be just technical, you can't hear, semantical, you can't understand, or psychological, you don't want to understand or hear. The purpose is to understand the world when we take in information. And we can understand the world, although the communication is not very good, such as in this picture here, where you can't see the whole words. When we understand, we take in new information and we put it in a context, in a pattern that we have inside, in our own understanding. And there we have categories, similar things that we have seen before, that we can associate the new information with, and we make connections. When we learn, this is what happens. We take in and we build up systems. We try to remember a lot of stuff, and it's easier if we understand. And if we actually have applied the information in action, then we actually will remember it a lot better. So the Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels is a high one, all the way up to creativity. Well, people are really mysteries. They are a whole world inside of them. And maybe they are like icebergs too. Like you only see 10% and 90% is invisible. And when we communicate well with people, we actually reach down under the surface of the invisible. And this is really an art form, because we know that people decode what we send out, and we have to code it in a way so that people understand what we mean. And the world is a big one, and we will be challenged in our life with meeting up with differences, different people, different societies, different meaning systems, different cultures. And communication can still be very good, such as in this picture, when my friend was in India and communicated with people of another age, another society, another faith. So, communicative competencies is what we train in language courses. But we have to remember, language never comes alone. It is always placed in a context, and a lot of it is body language, non-verbal communication. So in life, we can see it as in a fairy tale or in a computer game. We are faced with a lot of tricky situations, and in order to get to where we really want to go, where the things we value really are, to the place in society we really want to be, we have to communicate well, and those are a set of really magical powers that we have. Thank you for listening.